And it might be entirely appropriate if they're coming back from a philosophy class. But if they're coming from a funeral, you can kind of imagine how that changes the way you try to address that.
John, if you had one piece of advice to give to up-and-coming apologists, what could it be?
One piece of advice, I would say, answer the person over the question, or you might say answer the questioner more than the question. Because the same question coming from different people in different contexts can mean radically different things. If you're talking to a philosophy student coming back from Philosophy 101 and they ask you, how can there be a good God when there's so much evil in the world? Well, there are ways you can address that. You can unpack the logical problem of evil. You can unpack how 𝗦𝗢𝗔𝗬𝗔𝗍 responds to it, or Marilyn McCord Adams. You can go through the whole spiel there, and it might be entirely appropriate if they're coming back from a philosophy class. But if they're coming from a funeral, you can kind of imagine how that changes the way you try to address that. And I think another facet, not just adjusting context, but another facet of this point of addressing the questioner and not just the question, is that you're trying to relate to the person through this Q&A exchange. If you really care about that person and not just about winning, about arguing, or about having the right answer, if you're concerned about the person and the value that truth could serve in their lives, that changes your approach, and that can take some of the edge off of that, the harshness that sometimes happens when you come off too aggressive or you're just answering a question.